The specialist in African affairs. He joins us live from London. Thank you very much for speaking to us. We've seen a lot of tension in the run-up to these elections, to this runoff vote this Sunday. Do you think that this election can bring back peace and stability to Guinea?
It has to be. The Guineans have been waiting for a very long time. They've had successive governments that haven't really delivered for the people. And we've had these elections which are seen to be the most credible, or at least the most democratic. But nonetheless, we've seen it marred with violence, inconsistencies and ethnic tensions, both with the Malinke and that of the Fulani, especially that with Mr. Doualo and Mr. Condé. So it's very, very important that as we move forward within this election, that we see a credible election, but a peaceful one and a more successful one. And that's what Guineans around the world, including those living in Guinea, are looking forward to.
You mentioned the ethnic divide between the Malinke and the Fulanis, the Pearl. Is this ethnic divide likely to lead to inter-ethnic violence after the result of these elections? How high is the risk?
Ever so likely. Well, there's a high risk. You have Mr. Diallo, who's from the Fulani, and they command. He won nearly 42% of the votes last time. They are the largest group in that particular country. They think that this is their time, especially as no one from their part of that particular group have ever been in government in terms of being a leader of that country. At the same time, you have the Malinke, who are the smallest tribe, who have been in government, who have excessive influence within government ministries, not to mention the police and the army. So yes, there is that sway because technically the Fulani should win because of their huge numbers, but it's not usually the case.
So the election then is being fought on ethnic lines rather than policy pledges, you would say.
Well, it's a traditional thing across Africa. Africans in general tend to vote on ethnic lines. It's very much the tribe you belong to, the group that you're affiliated to, rather than the man who's got the right policies. So Africans would always vote like that, and the Guineans are no exception. So yes, moving forward, it will be purely on ethnic lines, no doubt about that.
What about the military? What role is it going to have? They have behaved until now. Can we expect this to stay the same way after the results of the elections are announced? Because the military has ruled Guinea for the past 26 years. Will they let go of power?
Well, that's a very good question. Konate, clearly, who's been in charge, the interim leader who took over from Didis Kamara when he was shot in the head, they've made it very clear that they wouldn't interfere in the politics, they wouldn't interfere in the elections this time around. However, because he himself is a Malinke, there's always the likelihood that he may try to interfere in the politics, or the politics itself may not be too far from him. But I think everyone in Guinea is very aware the candidates in question are very visible, prominent individuals in that particular country, and the army is, I'm afraid, has been part of Guinean politics, and you can't escape that. But we're hoping that they'll behave properly, we're hoping that they'll command good and credible elections, and we're hoping that they'll be able to at least have peace in that country.
All right, thank you very much for your insight. Ayo Johnson, Africa specialist, joining us there live from London to talk about the second round vote in Guinea.